Hi, good afternoon. I'm David Goodger, Managing Director of Tourism Economics.
Hi, David, thank you so much for giving Breaking Travel News your time today. You've just come off an amazing panel really about sort of long haul here at ITB in Berlin. Give us a bit of a kind of recap on what you talked about.
So the main focus of my talk was about the travel recovery, looking at how it's been dominated by the short haul travel to date, but some of the economic concerns that we've got around Europe, which I think everyone is very well aware of with the high inflation. And so then looking ahead to where that growth could come from, and notably long haul travel. That has been an area that's been really struggling, stagnating for the past couple of years, but everything is now opening up, and that is the area that we're really looking for driving growth in travel to Europe over the next year and into the medium term even.
And what did you see as the key levers for that?
It is the opening up of the world, essentially. One of the main driving forces when we're looking at long haul to date has been the US, and that has been one of the markets that opened up earliest. It's allowed travel into the country. It's also allowed travel outside, and everyone has been opened its doors to the US. And the pent-up demand, is real. There's huge desire to travel amongst all countries worldwide, and that's really clear and been realised in the US. That travel's got back to around 85% of 2019 levels. It's one of the long haul markets we expect to recover soonest, and it's one of the most important markets for Europe. But then looking ahead, we're expecting to see growth from a wide range of markets. China's been a focus of a lot of discussion. As we know, it opened up relatively recently. It's going to be a slower track, but it is going to be one of the markets that we're looking for to drive the growth. If not this year, certainly next year, building up as we get through 2023.
And has there been a shift in terms of markets from a long haul perspective as we've come back?
As we come back, it has been a bit of a mixed bag, essentially. Long haul in general has been lagging the short haul markets, but we are still seeing that there is that desire to travel. US, as mentioned, has been the real growth success story. Canada, sort of the younger, the little brother, I guess, in so many ways, certainly is coming back as well in lockstep with that. A number of other markets doing very well. Japan, Australia, slower to open, but showing real signs. We think there's real opportunities for them this year. Brazil, India have also been success stories for 2022. Going to continue to grow in 23, but we need to bear in mind these are somewhat more niche markets. They're smaller for Europe as a whole, although they are very important for certain destinations.
Give us a view on the difference between sort of economy, business first. How's that all sort of coming back?
Great question. I think it's first stages. Economy is obviously the largest segment. People are still travelling on that. There is a lot of price sensitivity out there. But one of the things that is really striking as we're coming out of the pandemic is people really have a true desire to travel. They want to travel. Price isn't necessarily the same object. Yes, they're price sensitive. People are always going to be looking for a bargain, but there is still that demand for all levels of travel. The luxury travel is definitely coming back as well as that economy.
And again, sort of, are we seeing sort of single kind of? Are we seeing multi kind of stops? Are we seeing kind of the grand tour of Europe type stuff? What's happening in terms of destinations and sort of average kind of duration, that type of thing?
Well, that's one of the great benefits of long haul travel is that it is. The people that come here on long haul trips want to stay longer. They want to spend more. They want to visit more destinations. That is definitely coming back. We're looking at. Probably, the main obvious destinations, the main gateways are still benefiting largely, but people are then going beyond that. They are looking at wider travel, wider trips, and one of the trends that we have seen emerging through the pandemic that is here to stay is people wanting to move off the beaten track, wanting to go to some of these secondary destinations, and that is going to be a real feature of the growth in coming years. And I think a lot of these secondary destinations have gained a lot of confidence from this. Better ways to sell themselves and really put themselves in the spotlight to take advantage of that growth.
What do you think the sector can do to really help?
Open themselves up for travel, become more welcoming. I think that's probably the key message that we're hearing from the destinations and from all the source market is they want to know that they're safe in the first instance, but they're also wanting to know who's there, who wants to welcome them. And I think that is, I said, something that we've seen from a lot of the secondary destinations. They've gained confidence. They've been able to gain share from some of the short-haul markets, some of the domestic markets as they shift to some of the quieter places. So I think they've gained that confidence, and they're now able to give that messaging that, yes, we're open for business. We have these great attractions. Come and visit.
Lastly, someone watching, listening, subscribing to this interview, where can they find out more about some of your insights that you shared with me today?
Go to our website, oxfordeconomics.com. We have a whole wealth of information on there, including everything that we're about. Click on our tourism pages. You'll see everything about our forecast numbers, forecast services, all of our consulting services.
David, thanks for giving us time today.
Thank you.